Hello my scrappy friends, a big welcome to my YouTube channel today. It's Melinda here with you with another share for Cut to You. So the first thing I want to tell you about is that 12 by 12 I've got in the background there, that is Uniquely Creative watercolor paper. I think it's like 300 gram, something like that. It's incredible. I love the stuff. I have used my Cameo with my pen holder with a pencil inserted to sketch out the sun design on here, and I showed you before. I have also used the Cameo to cut the summer vibes part of this cut file, and I backed that with a pattern paper from Coco Studio from the Sun Kissed collection, I think, which is the collection I'm using for today's layout. Now I decided I wanted to watercolor and hand stitch this sunshine. So the first thing I'm doing, you can see, like I said, I had my Cameo draw it with a lead pencil, and then I'm coming in with some water, and that's what I'm painting on first, is just a layer of clean water, and then Yellow Rose of Texas shimmer spray, Lindy's Magical. And then I've got this fuzzy navel peach orangey colour. I'm about to mix this up in a little pot, little palette thing. My gosh, I'm forgetting my words. Now I didn't want just one flat colour. I did want it to be a little bit different. And the beauty of using watercolour paper and using water on water, you can see here especially well, and then in a couple of the other bits that I've left in. Once you've wet the watercolor paper, the color that you drop in will just go wherever the water is. I love this. It's so fun to do. And you can see, like, it's not going outside of the lines except for where my water has. And then I've got this other color here, which is Andrea's Azalea, which is a pink color. And so I'm just going to use these three colors to paint my sun. And I really love how this comes out in the end. Yeah, so pretty. And I love that it's not just one flat colour. The colours do, because they're all from the same colour families, like they're right next to each other on the colour wheel, they just blend beautifully together. You can see I'm tipping my page, and you can see that the colour is not going anywhere except in that circle. I'm using a pointy brush here. Sorry, I don't know what the technical name of it is. And so I first went in with just some plain water, and you can see I am now dropping in some colour. I am mostly using the Yellow Rose of Texas, but then dropping in other drops of the other colours. I really love how this works out in the end. I love the way these colours all mix together. And this was, yeah, quite... It took me a little while to do it, but it was a fun process. I really enjoy this. So you can see I'm just getting that colour to move, and then I'm going to come back in with some plain water. I do have two jars that I'm using at the moment. While I'm doing this, one is clean water and one is obviously not clean water. So between each colour, I'm making sure I'm cleaning off my brush. Again though, because they are all like from the same colour family-ish, getting a super clean brush is not like, oh my gosh, you're mixing blue and I can't even think what colour do you mix with blue to make mud? I don't know, my brain's not working. So I'm now working on my the rays of the sun, and you can see again I'm using that flat pointy brush. I'm just going to add that colour and then drop in the other colours on top of that so that they mix and blend together. Once that is all done, I am going to poke all my holes, but I am going to come on live with what I'm doing in just a second. So I'm going to stop my voiceover and I will be on live and show you what I did. Hey guys, thought I'd jump on really quickly live just to show you where I'm up to. So I've done all of my watercolor painting. Hopefully I've already mentioned I am working on Uniquely Creative watercolor cardstock, which is 12 by 12, and I don't know the weight of it, but it took the paint beautifully. It's a finished design there. You can see to my the holes I punched, the holes I put in there, and I'm going to use this thread, which is a multi-color monochromatic yellow, and I'm going to hand stitch all the way around this. I wanted to jump on real quick and record this because I'm actually going to pop this in my car and do most of the stitching like while I'm waiting after school for my child to finish, because I get there early enough that I can get a park, but I leave work early enough that I don't get caught in traffic and I'm late. So that's where I'm up to with this. I think I've already showed you the photos and the rest of the cut file. So I'm going to stitch this and then come back and you will see my process. So I'm going to record a little bit of my stitching just so you can see how I get started, and then I'm not going to record any more of it. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them below so that I can answer your questions as best I can about the stitching. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of my video. Alright, so here I go with my stitching. I have obviously threaded the embroidery floss into my needle. My preferred method of starting this is to thread it through and then attach it with tape. Whether it's sticky tape or washi tape, I don't really mind. I prefer that to the bulk. If you haven't seen a simple back stitch before, you can see this is in super fast forward. I go up the first hole and then down into the second, up the third hole, and then back down into the second. So that is why it's called a back stitch. But there is my finished design. You can see the back there, but the front is much prettier, and I love how that turned out. Here is my cut file, the other part of it, and straight away I'm looking at that going, it definitely needs some dimension, and I think I need to put a border on it. So I went ahead and trimmed off 1/4 inch from all 4 sides. I'm just sticking that down, and it is not straight, but I will fix that at the end. And I've also got a little trick that I show you for if you smudge watercolor or something like that. So my cut file, the bottom part of it is now stuck down. I did add in tabby pop dots from SpiegelMom Scraps because those things are amazing. Here are my 2 photos again. I'm just going to back them on this pattern paper with the rainbows and trim that down. Totally not straight. I did distress the edge of my watercolor cardstock, and I shall distress the edge of this as well once I get to it. I did toy with the idea of adding another color, another pattern behind here, but I decided not to. I'm quite happy with how that looks. So distressing the edges here. Like I said, I did distress the edge on the background as well. I'm going to add some more of these tabby pop dots. See how easy they are to put on and remove the backing from. Amazing. I just used my son to work out where that would sit, like in the center. So the first photo on the left is my family's, so all of our hands together, and the second photo is obviously my children. Every year for my husband's work social club, they do a day out at Adventure World, which is just a theme park here in WA, and we have such a fun time. It used to be a Christmas thing, but for thank you Mother Nature, December has gotten cooler than it used to be, so you know we're going in days that are not warm enough to be swimming. So we've now shifted it to January. This often falls the same weekend as my son's birthday, which is not the end of the world, and you know he does love it. So this year it was the day after his birthday, but yeah, we always have a great day. We tend to separate into 2 groups. My big boy and my husband really enjoy the big scary rides. I don't mind them, but I'm quite happy to not go on them as well. My little guy would much prefer to spend his time in the pool and exploring. So we tend to hang out together while the two biggest boys go and try all the scary rides. I didn't feel like I needed to add too much for embellishment to this one. You can see I've added some clear stickers on either side of my cut file there. They work beautifully on that white background. I love it. So I've just added some clusters of more florals. It looks like they're spilling out from my title, which I really love. And I've added that gold phrase sticker, chill out, it says, because this is such a fun day and we have so much fun. I've added one of the paint stripes as well to the photos, and then I've added it says holiday memories sticker over the top of that. I want to add my journaling on one of these little labels, and so but I wanted some layers, so I'm just going to add my journaling on here now. Find my pen. Something like getting ready for another fun day or something to that effect. So I stick these down and then I decide that I want them the other way around. I'm like, yep, that's how I want them. I stick them down. I'm like, nope, I want them the other way. So thankfully they were not so stuck I could not unstick them. I'm going to just re-stick them the way that I do want them. Much happy with that. I want to bring some more of that gold around, so I'm going to bring in 3 of these hearts. Realised that wasn't straight. I think that's the 3rd time I've moved it. Got those there. I'm like, I don't know. Then I'm like, I know what I need to add up here. Some florals. I've got 2 packs of the puffy stickers because they're gorgeous. So I add a pink and I think an orange. I don't know. Yes, an orange one up there. I'm like, yep, that is perfect. I toy with adding some more of the puffies. I'm like, nope. I muck around with these hearts for a little while. Move them about 12,000 times, but I get there in the end. I'm happy with it. And I think the last thing that I do... Oh, no, so gold splatters, and I'm just going to add some gold splatters up the top there where my main cluster is, and then also along the title. But the ones along my title are much more subtle. And then the final thing that I'm going to do is grab my pen here again and do a black border. I just felt like it needed something, and I really like the way this finishes it off. Now, I tried really hard not to smudge anything, but you know, I obviously stuck my finger right in it at some point. You can see how careful I'm being. And as I flip it around, I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh no, it was this. So because I used my ATG to stick this down, I was able to lift it back up and straighten it. So yay for straightening it. But right here, I smudged it. What I've done is I sprayed a little bit of clean water onto my desk, got a paintbrush, a clean paintbrush, and I'm just dabbing some water on, using my cloth to sponge it off, and voila, you would never even know that I spilt something there. That is my page completed. This was super fun. I do love using cut files in a other than expected way. I hope that you've enjoyed. If you do have any questions, please make sure you drop them below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you've enjoyed this share, and I shall see you in my next video. Have a fantastic scrappy day.